What's up, guys? It's Jay, MorninAfterKill, and today I'm gonna be giving you my thoughts and opinions on the brand new game from Techland called Dying Light. Now, before we get into this, I want to explain a few things so I don't have a ton of people in the comment section down below like, Mac, why does this game look like Dead Island? Well, number one, this game looks very similar to Dead Island because this game is being made by the original developer of Dead Island and Dead Island Riptide. And number two, even though you can consider this a spiritual successor to the Dead Island series, it has nothing to do with the Dead Island series at all, nor is this Dead Island 2. Dead Island 2 is going to be a completely different game, which is due out sometime later this year, which is being made by a totally different studio called Jaeger Development underneath the original publishers of Deep Silver, which is, it's a bit confusing, especially after seeing the games side by side. They look very similar. I just wanted to clear that up before we got into the actual video, and I had so many people down there with their keyboards going click and clack, Mac. This looks like fucking Dead Island. So, what exactly is Dying Light? Well, Dying Light is what you get if you take the looting and the booting from Dead Island and you give it the sprawling map mechanics from Mirror's Edge. And in fact, this game is so much like Mirror's Edge that it uses the same exact jumping control scheme, which, if you're like me and you had never played Mirror's Edge before, yeah, you're in for a little bit of a surprise. Why? Well, because the jump button in this game is mapped to the right bumper button, which I understand because you're going to be doing a lot of twisting and turning in midair, and you're going to have to aim at what ledge you want to grab. But we've been twisting and turning in midair for years now in first-person shooter games, and to have a jump button other than the bottom face button is a travesty in my opinion. And it's a shame that they don't even offer you the option of trying it, which, like I said, is a shame because I bought this game on PC for the max graphics and the frame rate, and it still doesn't allow me to fully map my motherfucking controller. It's a PC game. It's one of the most, appealing benefits of PC is being able to map your controller to any key in the game, and this game doesn't have that. And I feel like controls are always and have always been the biggest deciding factor in a game for me. So when I first found out that jump was the right button, I was live on live stream, and I actually ended my live stream right there. I uninstalled the game. I was like, I don't want to play this game without having to jump with the RB button. But then I couldn't fall asleep, and I decided, you know what, let's give this game another chance. And I went through it, and the game plays relatively well with jump as the RB button, but it's still insanely uncomfortable for me personally to get used to, and it cramped my hand after about an hour of play, which, like I said, it sucks because I was actually enjoying myself for about 30 minutes out of that first hour. So it took me 15 minutes to get used to the control scheme, followed by 30 minutes of enjoyment and another 15 minutes of excruciating hand cramps because I had to hold the controller in a way that I don't usually, hold it. And I had to put the game down before I had my fill in that gaming session. And that's a terrible thing for a developer to have to deal with something that's so easily fixed by just adding in a control scheme that swaps the jump buttons around to what gamers are normally accustomed to. Dying Light is available on Xbox One, PS4, and PC. Now, originally, it was going to be released on last generation consoles as well, but the plans for those versions were scrapped after the developer realized that this game wasn't very well optimized for those platforms, which I can understand because the game isn't really very well optimized on the platforms that it's already released on. So Xbox One is running at an upscaled 1080p version. PS4 is running at native 1080p, and both of the console versions are capped to 30 frames per second, which is a shame because the console versions aren't running 60 frames per second, and the game plays very smooth at 60 FPS. But after seeing the way the game handles large packs of zombies in areas with a lot of buildings, it takes a pretty good amount of processing power to keep the frame steady. Now, I'm currently running this game on an i7 4770K with a minor overclock, coming close to somewhere around 4 gigahertz of power, 32 gigabytes of Corsair RAM, and I have SLI 780 Ti video cards. And I've experienced a few issues with texture pop-ins and a draw distance of the city affecting frame rates in highly populated areas, but dropping the draw distance down to halfway from max solved this problem for me, and I didn't have any effect on the level of textures, shadows, or frames any longer just by dropping the draw distance down, which you're not really going to see all the city from the top of the rooftops anyway, so you might as well just drop that down and get yourself some smooth frames. But it still suffers from the same fucking bug that Dead Island did on PC, where the game just randomly causes an exception and it closes itself. And I wasn't even in multiplayer yet, and I know people are gonna be like, well, maybe it's your computer. Motherfucker, I've played Dead Island on 4 different PCs since I've owned it, and every single PC, it just randomly causes an exception error while you're playing and closes, which sucks because that's the bug that originally stopped me from playing Dead Island when I was enjoying it when it first came out. So outside of the control scheme and a few random errors, the game actually plays pretty beautifully. I mean, the city is huge, and running from one end to the other presents itself with enough danger to make you have to think about where you're heading first. I mean, do you really want to go out that far? Are there any safe houses you can unlock on the way in case it gets dark? Do you have enough materials and weapons to keep yourself protected while you're this far from your home base? Because if you get stuck outside after dark, it's only 7 minutes of darkness inside the game in real time. 7 minutes of darkness. Well, let me tell you something. Those 7 minutes are going to have you running your fucking ass off to get away from everything that is coming at you. It is absolutely intense. I had this nightmare dude who's like, had kind of like, I guess, flippers on his mouth. And they're like, run, bitch, run! And I was like, you ain't gotta tell me twice, I'm going! And as I'm running, I'm getting away. And you can do all the parkour you want. These motherfuckers chase you, so you need to get the fuck away, and you also need to turn off your flashlight when you do get away. That way they don't see. It's absolutely crazy. I really did enjoy that aspect of the game, but I just wish the missions were a bit more varied. Now, most of them, you're just doing simple fetch quests. You go here, do this, touch that, talk to this guy, come back, rinse and repeat. There's also a few missions which have you scaling large towers, similar to Far Cry 3, which, if you've been following my channel for a while, you know that I am afraid of heights. This game does a really good job of conveying the sense of height that you're operating at, and they actually made the missions tough for me because, like I said, I'm afraid of heights, and when you're up that high, the game has a lot of wind noise, and it makes your character kind of sway from the breezes, and I was like, fuck that shit, motherfucker. But at its core, this game is pretty much Dead Island with free running parkour mechanics, but it's more focused on running from the zombies than you are at killing zombies. And sometimes I just want to go in there and boot the shit out of something. That's one thing that Dead Island had that I wish this game had, was where you could just kind of just sit there and dismember zombies over and over again. There is a nice bit of gore, but Dead Island just took the cake, and I just sit there with my machete and just hack off limbs and leave a stump of a body if I really want to. And I know you're like, that is some psychopathic ass shit, man. It's like, yeah, well, you know, zombie apocalypse, man. You give me a big sharp knife and a lot of aggression, I'm gonna sit there and dismember zombies, because it's fucking zombie, man. He has no feelings. A zombie ain't gonna be like, you know, Mac, I want you to sit down over there and let's discuss why you have these feelings of you wanting to dismember. Bitch, you're trying to bite me, trying to kill me, you're trying to eat me. Fuck yeah, I want to dismember you. But the game does offer some really, really Dead Island-esque mechanics. The skill trees, they offer new skills for unlocking along the way, including the ability to slide. You can shoulder butt zombies out of the way, jump over zombies in a really epic fashion. And even later in the game, there's a grappling hook in a survivor tree that allows you to grapple up to higher places from lower places, and I really want to try out that mechanic, but I'm really far away from unlocking it. You can bet that I'm going to actually play this game to unlock this grappling hook, because I want to see how cool it is. Maybe I could just be like, oh, look at that building over there, grapple and just swing across like Spider-Man. If you could do that, it'd be absolutely amazing, but I'm pretty sure that's probably just there to help you kind of jump a little bit higher, which would be kind of lame. Because if you ever played Gotham City Imposters and you remember the grappling hook from that shit, you can get anywhere on the map in Gotham City Imposters with the grappling. You just ping, just fucking shoot that shit, and it just sucks you. Ooh, it sucks you good. Yeah, we're quite a ways in the video for him to be showing up this fucking time. Goddamn. So there are two different types of multiplayer inside this game. Now, there's the traditional 4-player co-op mode, which is kind of hilarious since there's only one character in the game that you can choose from, as opposed to when Dead Island came out, there was 4 characters which had all different skills and action skills and varied the game up quite nicely in co-op, but instead everybody plays as the same character. There's also another mode which is more reminiscent of Dark Souls and Watch Dogs, where you can actually invade real players' games when it's nighttime, and you could be a zombie that has the ultra fast skills and parkour and try to kill them before they reach their safe house. Now, I haven't tried this mode out yet, but it sounds like a fucking blast if you play it with friends, but it also sounds annoying if you have it turned on in your own game and you got people coming in there trying to kill you, and it's like, it's the same thing with fucking Watch Dogs. I'm just gonna turn that shit off. I don't want nobody coming in my motherfucking game, because I'm just trying to play and have a good time. I don't even want to be outside at night, let alone have motherfuckers in my game try to make me not be outside at night. Fuck that shit. I hope the netcoding in this game is also better than Techland's previously released games, because Dead Island did have really shitty multiplayer. So it's funny that I keep comparing the game to Dead Island, because it really does have that Dead Island feel. I mean, the main criteria of the game is here. You do quests, you level up, you find weapons, upgrade weapons, craft new, more powerful weapons, and repair them when you break. That entire loop is there, except you can actually dismantle weapons that you're not using anymore, take the raw materials that they dismantled down into, and repair your other weapons on the fly. So they did do a pretty good job of streamlining that entire process, so you don't have to stop fighting zombies, run to a workbench to repair your favorite weapon, and then go back outside to go beat up that goddamn zombie that you were originally working on. And thank fucking God they got rid of the ability to pay money to a workbench from original Dead Island. Because who the fuck pays money to a workbench in a zombie apocalypse? Number one, money's useless in a zombie apocalypse. Number two, it's not like that workbench is going to be like, yeah, I'm going to go out and have a good time tonight in a zombie apocalypse with all this money. No! Workbenches do not need money. So, I guess since I enjoyed the original Dead Island, that I really should be enjoying myself more with this game. But it just doesn't have that extra layer of polish that takes a decent game and makes it a great game. In the same way that a nice bit of butter can turn dry toast into great toast. And that's what this game is for me. It's dry toast. And if I were to give this game an actual number rating, it would get a 6.5 out of 10. Now, it would have got a 7.0 out of 10 if it didn't crash on me a few times while playing. So, if I were you, I would wait for this game to hit used game shelves for $39.99 in a few months. Because this game belongs on that discount rack. So, my name is Jay, MorninAfterKill. I want to thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys rate, comment, subscribe. If you could leave a thumbs up on the video, I'd highly appreciate it, because it gives me motivation to make more videos for you motherfuckers that watch my motherfucking videos. It's fun, but it's not worth $60. And if this is the only game that you could buy this year, I would save your money still early. So, like I said, my name's Jay, MorninAfterKill. Thanks for watching, and I'm gonna see you guys later.